followers of other religions, I think they follow their religion practices, and those who are very purely and seriously following their religion, so they live a life, that virtuous life, according to whatever they supposed to follow, according to their religion. Then everything is good. I think that when the life is over, then they expect to be reunited with the God or in heaven, right? Yeah, only like that. But in a Buddhist, is we don't say like that. So practitioner practice, and then there's some kind of a result, expected result, and especially like giving example is Buddha's life, and become a Buddha like that. Especially, yeah. Then in earlier, how to say, and the Shravaka way is at least, that you practice Dhamma, and then result the 4 different results, and the highest is Arhathood, right? And then in Mahayana way is complete Buddhahood. And in Tantra, which is some, for example, Milarepa achieved in one lifetime. And then some other bodhisattvas in the sutras, we see they achieved Buddhahood in countless eons, which means 3 countless eons. Means of course, a lifetime is countless lifetimes practiced and achieved. Such thing, all this, those theories of teachings, is that of course those are true, and those like that. But then we only kind of, I think, go with only think that way, and then with our reality, the life. So quite there's quite I think some kind of hidden and confusing and separation there. And in real life, I don't know. There's so many Buddhist practitioners and Theravada practitioners. I don't know how many Theravada practitioners really achieve Arhathood. Yeah. If someone Theravada practitioner, they may be asking, have you achieved Arhathood? You've been a very long time practicing and so serious. And then that person said, no, I not have achieved Arhat. Then what result do you have achieved? Maybe he said, achieved, then was wonderful. If not achieved, then other person said, then for what? What are you doing? Yeah. As well, same thing with the Mahayana practitioner. Then have you achieved Buddhahood, or have you achieved Bodhisattva levels? Have you realized emptiness and things like that? Then most likely, most practitioners say, maybe no, someone maybe claim to achieve, also maybe crazy person, maybe not really achieved, but kind of a Buddhahood or whatever, Arhathood person may think achieved is maybe falsely understood achieved, things like that. So then again, we may think like that. You have been practicing like this so long, then what is the result? What is the point? Then I didn't do anything. This still, now you have been doing so much, I have been doing nothing. We're still same. So what is the point? Maybe in real life, I think many people may be thinking like that also, but I think not mentioning. Some kind of just stays hidden in the mind, I think. I brought a question. No, what is the answer? Huh? Is that a question, right? That's a question. Alice
Tadi itu
you had
pertanyaan
that
ya.
question before? No, never asked. Alice never asked. Henry? Feeling, inside feeling. Feelings. The feeling, inside feeling. Rasa ada di dalam, ada rasa. Rasa mile. Okay. I think from my own viewpoint is that mostly important is living a virtuous life, virtuous day, every day. Still, of course, we are living in samsara, so much samsaric influence there, but as much as possible, less samsara and more dharma. That is a virtuous life, and then that itself is a result, I think. Yeah, and I don't expect another fancy some kind of result. I can fly, or I don't think anything. I don't have any feeling and not think anything, or I can see whole world. I don't really expect that kind of result, but just live a virtuous life according to Dharma every day, and then I recite a single mantra or prayer like Om Mani Padme Hum. Then itself is I said one time that I consider that is already resolved, and so if I practice and wonder this essence, the essential practices of Buddha's teachings, and one time, and it is good already. And if I practice every day, then a year passed, which means I have practiced Ngundu 360 times already. That is a great result. And what I mean a result is, I'm sure if a version that I didn't practice Ngundu, and then another version that I practice Ngundu 360 times, these two versions compare, this version will stay samsara more, and that version will has some progress on purification and accumulation process on path, and then closer to the free from samsara, and what that version have a greater potential in the future, the happier life, a happier rebirth, and while in remaining in samsara, but also greater hope to the progress on a continuing bodhisattva's path and the levels, and then one day we'll be free from samsara and to hope to achieve Buddhahood. So that's I think just done some practice itself is that is a result, and that is different. There's a huge difference myself if I didn't practice or if I practiced. And just practice itself is a result, I think. Other than that, people who practice Ngundu physically get old, mentally get old. When getting old, mentally cannot remember things, and getting confusing and things like that. All people who doesn't practice will be also going through the same process. Then we may want, sometimes even people expect a person who practicing gets younger and stay younger. The person who not practicing is supposed to get older, and or bad things can happen. Bad things are supposed to happen. Things like that. I think those are the if that kind of the thinking there is then once understanding Dhamma may be not very clear, and then that kind of faith cannot be stable, and then can sometimes can excite it, but the other time will lose faith in Dharma practice. So again, the practice itself. So you compare with yourself. If you have done, you have not done any Dhamma practice, and you have done practice Dhamma, true version of yourself compared, then that is, of course, practice the Dhamma part of the yourself is there's a result, there's a progress, there's a process of accumulation and purification and deeper understanding of Dharma. And anyway, life, the time you spend on planet Earth, every second you practice, spend for Dharma, it has been already meaningful, that time. If that time is used for something else, then opposite, maybe you don't remember, but maybe that time is you use for creating, more, instead of Dharma, maybe more bad karma. But things that we forgot, but still in our deposit bank, because the deposit is already right, those things.